Welcome back, traders. Let's get straight into this analysis for the week ahead. First of all, data. We have the Japanese markets on holiday. We have very little data on Monday, not too surprising. Thing to note, we have inflation on Tuesday for UK. That's going to be major. Looking for a slight decline in UK inflation. That could, inflation is one of the main factors affecting the performance of a currency. If there's inflation increasing, likelihood of rate rises, so possibility of a move to the upside in that currency pair. So I'll be monitoring that Tuesday morning very, very closely. And core price inflation for the US. Now inflation in the US is very tame, and this is one of the main reasons that's keeping US interest rates and the US dollar low. Any kind of improvement in that inflation level in the US, I would expect to see the dollar to reverse. So we're watching that very closely. Also, building permits Wednesday, FOMC, Fed Day. So we could see a slow day into Wednesday until we get the Fed Day out. A lot of people are suggesting we could see at least a little bit of tapering coming in, a little bit of reduction in the easing from the Fed. So the inflation for Tuesday for the UK and Fed Day for Wednesday is probably the highlight of the week. UK retail sales are estimated to be weaker. Philly Fed looking strong, expected to be strong anyway, and public sector borrowing expected to dramatically increase. So that does not bode well for the pound. So we'll look at the pound later. If that data pans out, weaker inflation and increasing borrowing, that could really see the pound come off its highs. But let's just start on the Dow. So even on a Friday, we had a really nice move to the upside. Monthly R1 pivot up here. Stochastics are high. RSI getting to the extreme level. You can see 328 is major, so Thursday's open is critical. At the end of the day, this is a very bullish bar. Look at the weekly. It's just one very nice clean move up, the cleanest move up since the beginning of the year. See this bar here on the first week in January is the equivalent to this week's bar, or last week's bar, I should say. So, but I'm just conscious that we're right up on that monthly R1, and we are, there's a major level of resistance up there. This red line is pinpointing the key level of resistance up there. So any sort of shocks to the system, if we get a pullback to 250, I'd be a buyer. In the meantime, my suggestion is you just keep buying the pullbacks until it stops working. So the pullback is 328 on that Dow. FTSE very flat back into last week. Again, monthly R1, we're just hovering underneath it. Could do with a pullback, 65.50. Not that many points underneath us. That's a bit of a hangman bar there, slightly lower close. However, obviously this closed before, this finished the week before the Dow finished the week, and the Dow finished very well. So we might just see a push above 65.90 and then start to reach for 66.80. So be prepared for that, particularly if you're a day trader. Forex. Charts I like a lot. Let's look at the European Euro Yen first. because this is a very, very interesting chart. You can see huge resistance up there at 132.50, 60 area. We closed above it on Tuesday and spent the next 3 days drifting lower. I think that if we get a retest of that hammer there from early here, so we've got 3 lower closes, one dip down to there, down to this major support. If we hold, I think we could break up and go to 135. So that level there is, excuse me, let's get that off. That level there is 131.40. So I will be very much looking for that in the euro yen. Let's look at stay on the subject of the euro. Let's look at the euro itself. Now the weekly is very nice. So a retest of 132.20 will get me in the euro, and I think that's swing tradable. And if that holds, which I'm expecting it to, I would expect that trend line to be broken. So I'm looking to buy that support. You can see if we can move around in this apex and bust up to 135, 136. For the bears, if we there's 2 slightly lower closes. A lot of bottoming tails. So the monthly pivot held really well last week, but slightly lower close. So we're trapped in this box at the moment. So that's what I want to buy. I want to buy that dip to 132 to see if that, so we can come down here, hold, and then push up. But you need to be careful into Wednesday. If we just move sideways this week, first half of the week, until the Fed day comes out, if we just move in that range to Monday and Tuesday, I would stay out and then wait and see where we close on Wednesday. Because if we drop on any pulling back of easing in the US, then this is heading lower. It could break that support. Alright, so I would, however, look to buy that in before over Monday or Tuesday, but I would just keep my stop under there at the time if I get that option to go in. Right, that's my plan for the euro. Right, pound pairs. Pound US had a tremendous week. Even on Friday, which is normally a pretty quiet day, we had a very, very good close. A lot of resistance. You can see the resistance line up here is telling us that this is a major level. So what am I going to do? I would love, this is a fib level and monthly R1, this 158,780. I would love to buy 158. RSI is high, stochastics is potentially turning. We've got inflation on Tuesday. So if inflation drags us down and we see that bolt, you can see the little support level just underneath there as well. I think that's 157.40. Let me look at my where are we? That's 157.10. So I think the best thing as a day trader, I would look to buy this Thursday's open at 158.25 to see if we can close break above 156. 159 is weekly resistance. Tell you what, let's put fibs on this. I'm going to put the fibs on the last big moves, the 2007 highs, 2009 lows, so you can see this 1525 was breached but then closed back above, but yeah, huge support at 1575, huge, and that's the monthly R1. The 5780 is a huge level of support. This is the 2013 highs, is that right? Let me just check that. Yeah. Yeah, this is the 2013 highs, right up here at 163.72. I think we're basically heading back up there. I think we're going to head up. I think at the end of the year, I would expect to see us up at 164. This is, so any pullbacks, any shocks to the pound, I would be a buyer. So that is, so we've broken up through this trend line. We've got the 200 EMA in the weekly just literally just sitting up here. So a nice pullback here might see us push back up. Pullback right into last week's lows, or close to the lows, would see a retest of that weekly trend line. 156. Nope, that's not. That's higher. 157. The 157 is keeps cropping up. So keep an eye out. And pound yen. Huge move here. Lovely big 2 weeks of very nice buying. 156.50 is the buy zone for that. Let's look at the daily. Stochastics is highish, RSI not extended but getting high on the daily. Sideways. So major support. I would love to, yeah, there's 156.50. If we see that tested again, that was resistance, it's now support. I would be a buyer. A couple of other charts, because I want to do a lot of stock review. Aussie US was one I was watching, missed the entry on, so let's have a look at where that one is. I would still like to buy this monthly R1, 91.50. Got a lot of support here. If we can break down to that trend line, I would be a buyer. The other ones I like, let's look at some US dollar pairs. US dollar yen has not been great. Reversal bar on the weekly, 3 lower closes, stochastics pointing down. I would be a buyer at 98. If we could see that at the monthly pivot again, I will be a buyer at 98. Just not doing much, and that weekly is a reversal bar. US dollar CAD, where are we? US dollar CAD. I think this 103.35 is a buy. This will see, oops, didn't mean to do that. This will see a lot of buying if the Fed announce any kind of easing on Wednesday. I would expect to see that up the monthly pivot 104.50 if that works. US dollar Swissy is pretty poor, sideways, and look for the US dollar yen, so I'm going to leave it there. Right. So Monday is quiet for data, and then we really start to get into some real crunching interesting data for UK inflation on Tuesday and Fed data on Wednesday. Alright, I'm just going to leave you for the forex with the pound Aussie dollar. This is, shows you the great strength of the pound, a fantastic move up. That is a pullback. So if you see 171 again, 70 points lower, that is a buy, because if we get back up to those highs, let's look at the weekly, I think we might be doing the fibs on the big weekly picture. So you can see we did close above that fib level, 1736, and drop back. But it's a very bullish chart. I think at least if the pullbacks are bought this week, we're going to 180, that resistance level. Longer term, I do see this pound flying back. This is a huge move up here off of this low. Again, any severe shocks to the pound down to 160.20, I'd definitely be a buyer. So I would just mark that up. Alright, that's the end of my talk on Forex. I'm now going to do a separate video on stocks. Traders Round Table is going to be on the best place to get in on a trend. Okay, I'm going to discuss. This is something that sounds really simple. It's one of the fundamental issues that traders have when it comes to getting their accounts into profit. The actual being able to buy on pullbacks when some of the charts don't look too healthy, but in fact they are, assuming they are trending, or you've got a key reversal point, that is the best time to get in. Okay, so entries is going to be the discussion point on Monday, 7 PM UK time, 2 PM Eastern time. Alright, look forward to seeing you then, and enjoy what's left of your weekend. Bye.